some witnesses to also make some testify. They are unsure as to who and how many people will be coming tomorrow. So
all right.
Nobody is aware of how many people and who will be coming tomorrow.
All right then. Thank you very much, Nicholas, for the update. Our Ashanti Regional Correspondent, Nicholas Osei-Wusu. A week's mop-up of the 2021 National Population and Housing Census is underway to complete the work in some enumeration areas in Greater Accra. These are West, North, Ayawaso West Municipal, Adentine Municipal, East, Lejekuku, La Nkwantanan, Madina Municipal, Bong, Katamanso, Shai, Osuduku, and Tema West. The census technically ended on Sunday, July 11, and field closure activities have begun in supervisory areas where work has been completed. However, there are concerns from about 2,000 people of not being enumerated. The head of Publicity, Education and Advocacy of the GSS, Mr. Francis Nyakulabi, is joining us via Zoom with some explanations. Hello, Mr. Labi. Hello, Mr. Labi. We're trying to get the head of Publicity, Education and Advocacy of the GSS, Mr. Francis Nyakulabi. Let's see whether we'll get him on the phone line. Good afternoon, Mr. Labi. Good afternoon, Mr. Labi. Well, we've gotten Mr. Labi via Zoom. Mr. Labi, if you can hear me, can you give us your assessment of the exercise that technically ended yesterday, Sunday, July 11? Well, we're still trying to get in touch with Mr. Labi. As we all know, a week's mop-up of the 2021 National Population and Housing Census is underway to complete the work in some enumeration areas in the Greater Accra region. We're trying to get Mr. Labi via Zoom to tell us his assessment about the exercise so far. A call to the government and players in the educational sector is for support to the growth of private tertiary institutions in the country. The Pro-Vice Chancellor of the University of Development Studies, UDS, Professor Felix Abagile, said in northern Ghana, tertiary facilities including the Miller Institute for Transdisciplinary and Development Studies that build on post-sec curricula are very rare. Professor Abagile said the coronavirus negatively affected private tertiary institutions in the country and therefore urgently need the support of government with its COVID-19 relief package. In Bolgatanga, in the Upper East region, Professor Abagile made his remarks as the graduation of students of Miller Institute for Transdisciplinary and Development Studies who had successfully completed their program in different fields. The Miller Institute for Transdisciplinary and Development Studies is an accredited university institute in the Upper East region and the first Ghanaian university to respond to go beyond their traditional on-campus, satellite campus and distance learning to the open university system. In response to the initiative, the Miller Institute has identified 7 projects. The Grass for Charcoal project, which also include developing paper for paper bags and toilet paper, the transformation of groundnut vines into organic fertilizer, transforming the Bolgatanga meat factory into a multi-purpose abattoir, developing the bamboo plants to produce matchsticks and toothpicks, rice production, and developing the Bolugu multi-vegetable factory. The president of the Miller Institute for Transdisciplinary and Development Studies, Professor David Miller, appealed to government and the GET Fund and other philanthropists for assistance in areas such as ICT services, library and classrooms. He said the school has currently temporarily trimmed its undergraduate programs and has no level 100 or level 200 intakes anymore.
We are developing a diploma course on organic farming and biodynamic agriculture. The purpose of this is to target school dropouts, that's the secondary level, who want to pursue hands-on certificated organic farming such that they can get into practice.
In a message from the Miller Institute's Council Chairman, Reverend Professor Sadito, Mr. Bob Tata, a lawyer, said COVID-19 has transformed the way the educational systems function globally, and so tertiary institutions like theirs must. Vice Chancellor of the University of Development Studies, UDS, Professor Felix Abagile, said the coronavirus has impacted negatively on private tertiary institutions in the country and appealed for support from government with its COVID-19 relief package.
It is therefore necessary that government lends its COVID-19 support also to the Miller Institute of Transdisciplinary and Development Studies for it to deliver the needed education.
In all, 3 students graduated with PhD in Culture and Development Studies, 3 with MPhil in Culture and Development Studies, and 11 students also graduated with BSc in People's and Community Development and BSc in Corporate Secretariship and Administration Management. Well, we now have via Zoom the head of publicity, education and advocacy of the GSS, Mr. Francis Nyaku Labi, to talk about the census exercise that technically ended yesterday, Sunday, July 11. Mr. Nyaku Labi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Well, as you know, the census ended technically yesterday. What is your general assessment, and is the service satisfied with the outcome?
Thank you very much. Yeah, and as you rightly stated, the official date for the exercise, that's the 2021 Population and Housing Census, technically ended by close of work on Sunday. And what we have said was that looking at the outcome that we have gotten so far, our enumerators have done well. We give the credit and thanks to all Ghanaians, all the Ghanaians who have gone through the enumeration process so far for hearing us and supporting us via the enumerators who visited their homes for the data. So far, we have realized that nationally we have been able to enumerate 80% of expected households. And region by region, we have also, out of the 16 regions, we have 12 of the regions who have crossed the 80% mark on the line of on their way to completing completion of enumeration. The highest region is the recorded about 97%, and that is Northeast region, and the lowest, as expected, is Greater Accra region with about 55, a little over 55%. And then what is left is that though the exercise has ended, we still have quite a number of people to enumerate, and we have said that census does not stop until everybody is enumerated. And so we have known that technically the time allotted for the exercise has come to an end, but the enumerators are still on the field continuing their work. For now, what strategy we are using is that the enumerators who have completed their work are being assigned new areas where their services are needed to go and help their colleagues who are still battling to complete their work. They are battling to complete their work not necessarily because ordinarily you may think they were not working hard or whatever, but for most of them, what is happening is that you go to their homes, you know, in the areas in Accra, we have a lot of gated communities. You go there, access is difficult. By a certain hour, there is nobody in the house. Everybody has gone to work. Some of them early in the morning, even though not in a gated community, but by 4 a.m. is off to work and come home closely after 9 p.m. So access to some of the enumerators in these areas is becoming a problem for us, not only in the metropolitan Accra, even in the villages. The season also indicates that a lot of farm work is going on, and therefore farmers wake up very early in the morning to go to their farm, and some return very late. And so this and other reasons have hampered the speedy completion of the exercise. And so what management for JSS is doing to make sure the exercise is successfully completed is that we are reassigning enumerators who have completed their work to go and help their brothers and sisters who are also still working on the in completing their enumeration areas. And they have given that in a period of about a week, we have realized that by 6 days' time, they should be able to complete all this and will be met, and that will help them to be able to do the work, complete the work in time.
Okay, Mr. Labi, finally, what about those who are reluctant to be counted? Is there any punishment for them by law?
The punishment is there, but we are not, usually we are not quick to read the punishment because that does not give us any satisfaction either. What we want is that they resigning their decision and providing us with the data. At the end of the day, that is what Ghana needs. One issue also is that as we speak now, communities that initially said they were not going to be part of the census, we now do not have any community that is wholly not interested in the census, and that is wholly resisting the enumerators as we had in the initial stages. For now, all those communities have now come to understand the process, and they are all yearning for their enumeration. We have also realized that they are now calling and increasing number of those communities, or number of people who resisted enumeration are now interested. And now when you go to our call